So as you guys know, I have a ton of devices. Like I have so many devices, it's absolutely getting ridiculous. And with the amount of stuff I review and constantly coming in, your boy can't breathe. Just look, it's getting dos muchos, as my brother would say. But anyways, all that being said, I got a lot of devices from MacBooks to gaming laptops, business laptops, Chromebooks. You know, I've got desktops like my gaming desktop. I've got a work desktop. I've also got a Mac Studio and got a bunch of tablets, handheld gaming PCs. You look, I got a lot going on. Right? There's a whole lot of stuff that we have here at this condo here in Hollywood. But all that being said, though, what I'd love to have that is almost universal amongst all of my devices is a USB-C hub or a docking station. Now, not only for music here, but also for when I travel. Traveling for conventions, for events, for collaborations I do with companies here and nationwide, internationally. So I need something that I can absolutely take with me and just use for everything. So say I want to go from using one of my gaming handheld PCs on my Switch, and I want to go and use that same USB hub and use it on my MacBook or whatever business laptop or gaming laptop that I have on me at the time. Now, typically for me, I would have something like this, which is the Anchor USB hub, and this right there, this has served me well. It's about 65 watts, 2 USB 3.0 ports. It's got a USB-C input. Also has, you can use micro SD as well as SD. Like this has been my go-to. I use this with me, HDMI 2.0, so 4K 60. This is what I've been using, and it gets the job done. Now, the problem with this is it gets really hot, right? Because this is all aluminum. It doesn't really ventilate very well, but out of all the USB hubs, it's one of the best ones, if not the best one you can go with. That is until this right here came. This is the OREI SplitExtend display adapter. This right here. Now the proper full name I'm going to read off to you because it's right here on the side. I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's a mouthful. But this is USB-C 4K at 60 Hz triple display split extend with power delivery. We not saying all that, baby. We ain't saying all that. This is a docking station slash USB-C hub. This right here, and you want to know how big this is? Boom. Compare that to this. See how much bigger? It's a thick boy too. And it gives you a whole lot more. Full disclosure, I was sent this by OREI. They wanted me to check it out. They're very persistent about it, and I'm like, hey, I need something real good for when I travel. I was already looking for something. So anyways, all that being said, you want to pick this up, links down in the description. So this right here, absolutely love this for the fact you have a lot of the same things that you would have on a traditional USB-C hub. However, not only do you have 2 HDMI 2.0 ports so you can do 4K 60, but you also have a display 2.1 port as well. So you can also have 4K at 60, or if you want to go a little higher than 4K 60, 4K 120. Yeah, you can do that. So, with this, I'm able to output. So I recently did a review of the Lenovo Legion 7 Pro laptop, and that right there, beastly. Everything I want to do from running my games at full resolution, all just maxed out settings, I could do it. But what I'd like to do whenever I get high-end gaming laptops like that is I like to use them as my workstation. Because look, I got a pretty decent gaming desktop, but the problem with my gaming desktop is it's on its way out. So hey, if there's a gaming PC company that wants to let me keep one of these gaming desktops, holler at your boy. I definitely need an upgrade. So I've got a 3070 Ti in this, right? But because it's I buy power, the components just after the last couple of years, it just ain't holding on. It's like, baby, I'm ready to go to bed. Send me on to greener pastures. So I typically, whenever I get gaming desktops and laptops, or typically gaming desktops more so, or laptops more so. Sorry about that. The laptops more so. I like to use them with something like this. and it becomes my whole workstation. So whether I'm doing video editing, photo editing, audio engineering for like the podcasts, or several of my podcasts, I got 3 podcasts, right? All #1 Hawaii for different things. But you know, for working on that, or for when I need to, you know, work on several projects or whatever, it gets the job done. This in particular, you know, I featured this in that video for the Lenovo Legion 7 Pro. If you haven't checked it out, it'll pop up in the corners, also be linked down below. But this was able to put out to all 3 of my 4K monitors. Got 2 of them I ran by HDMI, 1 of them I ran by DisplayPort. Not an issue whatsoever. You know what? And because this has 4 USB ports as opposed to typical to the final other hubs and desktop USB-C ports, this gave me the ability to use 2 USB 2.0s, so keyboard and mouse, maybe audio interface, microphone, camera, you know, whatever have you, and also allowed me to utilize 2 USB 3.0s. So if I need to have, you know, some hard drives or, you know, USB sticks, you know, the fast ones, or if I need something else, you know, that required more power, like a higher end webcam, this was able to take care of that for me completely. And I love that. But it gets better because this has more features in it. This also has an RJ45. Now, typically you'll find an RJ45 in majority of the USB hubs that are out there, right? They typically will give you that gigabit Ethernet. This also gives you that too. But not only do you get the RJ45 with the gigabit Ethernet, but you also on the front have a micro SD slot right there, as well as a full SD card reader and a 3.5mm input, aux input. So look, if you know anything about me, right, you know that I'm always carrying my IEMs on me. I use these anytime I do podcasts, anytime I'm editing podcasts, or, you know, just videos, whatever. I'm at my desk, I'm typically using my IEMs. These are the Heidi's. You want to check these out, I got a review. They'll pop up in one of the corners and you can catch it down below. This right here, man, the fact that this allows me to fully take advantage of the audio capabilities of this, you know, just in case, like, you know, this doesn't have a DAC built to it, but, you know, I found, and this is just me, maybe it's just me, how my ears are wired, I am an audiophile. I noticed a stark difference when I'm using my IEMs, my in-ear monitors, on this than going directly from my laptops themselves. So, hey, if you're an audiophile and you got some IEM cans, hey, this is gonna be for you. So those are the benefits of this. But the best thing about this is something that typically you're not gonna find in a standard USB-C hub. Now you might be wondering, okay, looking at this, it's longer, right? It's like, you know, less than half the, you know, 2 of these put together is going to be the length of this, right? Okay, there's a big difference as to why you should go with the OREI versus something like Anchor or any of the other competitors out there. That reason is the fact that while this does have aluminum plastic, flip it over, this is still aluminum. This has ventilation. Now this has ventilation that sucks in from the sides, right? So the side where the cable is and this side, and it puts out on the bottom, so you don't have to worry about like it overheating. That was one of the things that I constantly run into with the Anchor and all the other USB-C hubs that I have and other docking stations too, is they just get burning hot to the touch. Whereas something like this, intakes, outtakes, keeps it cool. Now it does get warm, but it's never going to get to the point where it's like burning hot, right? So keep that in mind. And also it's got the little, you know, web feet, so you know, just set it down. I mean, yeah, you can hold it on its side or flip it however you want, but this is meant to be sitting. That's just typically how you want to have it. Now you might be wondering, okay, so what's so special about this? You know, okay, it's got a couple additional features. What else is it? Okay, so typical competitors to something like this, right? Anchor and such. 65 watts typically. Some maybe 100 watts, maybe 75 watts. This goes all the way up to 100 watts. So if you got 65 watt or even a 35 watt, 45 watt, 100 watt adapter, plug it in, good to go, baby. Especially if you're gonna run triple monitor out and you want to have all these accessories running, get a 100 watt brick, and I'll link one down below if you want to pick one up. But yeah, this right here, this is the absolute truth. Stand by it. You know, and I understand why they were so consistent. Look, all right, you guys are super consistent, but I appreciate that. I do apologize for this video getting out later. I meant to get this out sooner, but it's been so crazy. I mean, I got cast a DC audio drama as the Fluorotic Man at Hank. Be on the lookout for that. So I'm doing a lot of voice acting, doing a lot of I've been at a lot of conventions and a lot of other stuff. So your boy's been busy, but I didn't forget about this. But yes, this right here, highly recommend it. And if you want to pick it up, link will be in the description down below. Again, thank you to OREI for sending this over to me. And with that being said, that's the review. Go out and buy this. Highly recommend this. Not just because it was sent to me, but because I literally, this is my go-to. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, and a